listening to Life Repair Recovery Talk Radio with Rick Thompson, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, welcome to Life Repair Recovery Talk Radio. I am your host, Rick Thompson. This show is about sobriety and recovery. Each week, we discuss a different topic relating to addiction with the aim that you can gain some insight, guidance, and hope from our discussions. We focus the show in 3 different segments. 1, the viewpoint of the families dealing with the family members suffering from alcoholism and addiction so they may assist them in obtaining treatment. 2, the psychological trauma and emotional damage alcoholics and addicts and their families experience. 3, the role of the insurance companies and associate providers and their part in the recovery process. Welcome to the recorded broadcast. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Tonight we have 3 special guests in the studio. Taylor, Becky, and Michelle. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hi.
Wow. Okay. I would like to start off and ask you if you could share with us your personal stories and backgrounds. And we'll start with Becky.
Yes. I'm the youngest of 6, and I went to a private school my whole life. Didn't grow up with any drugs around. I actually had some bad experiences with boys and weed. And once they started smoking weed, their behaviors changed and started treating me poorly. So it was actually kind of a deal breaker for me. I decided I wasn't going to date anybody that smoked weed. And then I met this guy about 2 years ago that I'm from Portland, Oregon. And so he owned a medical marijuana dispensary up there. And
wow, that's a bit extreme.
Yeah, right. I was like, that's not
no
happening.
weed store. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm crossing you off the list right now.
He can smoke, but he has to own it, you know.
Right.
There's a revenue stream.
But he was like, let me show you that not all guys who smoke weed are bad guys. So for whatever reason, I said okay. And also at this time, I was trying to get some privacy from my family. I come from a very smothering family. And so I used to tell my mom and my sisters everything. So then when I started being more vague, just trying to keep privacy in my life, not that I was intentionally hiding anything, I just wanted to keep my relationship private. And to them, that was red flags, even though there wasn't anything bad going on at that time. But just with the stress of them, it gave me more anxiety. And I was seeing a nurse practitioner at the time who gave me a prescription for Xanax. And then when things kept getting worse, she added Valium on top of it. And I just wasn't handling the stress very well. And so then my boyfriend was like, here, I have this weed oil that is more calming. Because I smoked weed with him just a couple times and I didn't really like it.
What was the difference between the pot, which there's so many various forms of it now, I can't even wrap my head around it, and weed oil and the oil? I mean, we're talking about direct oil from THC?
Well, actually, I can't really answer that because what I know when I smoked the plant, I got really anxious. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, well, here's this oil that will be more calming. And it took probably a year. I was sporadically smoking it with him, maybe once or twice a month. And then I stopped for 6 months and then started again. And then after all of this time, when I started smoking it daily, I noticed that I got sick when I didn't smoke it. And I found out later that it was heroin he was giving me. So I didn't know it was heroin at the time, or else I wouldn't have smoked it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't know at the time that's what it was. And so my parents saw that something was wrong. They had my boyfriend arrested. I didn't realize, 3 months later, I found out that arrest was from when my parents hired a private investigator and had us followed for about 3 months.
Right.
And so then when I found out about that, it was after I had just done, my parents sent me to treatment a year before. This is probably 18 months ago now. And so I came back from treatment, went over this whole plan with them. They were like, okay, I'll respect your wishes. then I found out that they were still having me followed by this investigator. That's when I first found out about it. So that made me just withdraw completely. I didn't want to be around my family. I couldn't trust them. They didn't support me. And then that's when I started smoking this so-called weed oil with him. And then it became like a daily thing around last October, November, and up until about March when the private investigator resurfaced. He was arrested again, and I decided I just have lost everything and decided to come to treatment in Malibu.
Okay. Whatever happened to the idiot?
He went to jail for about 5 months, and
That's
he was arrested for driving without a license, and then as a bonus, he had heroin in his pocket. So that's what he did his time for. He was already on probation, so they revoked his probation and made him do like 6 months, and then with good time, he got out.
Yeah.
So he's been out since May.
And where is he now?
He's out. He's in Portland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Far away from you.
Yeah, I'm not going back there.
Giving some other poor innocent girl hash oil.
Yeah, right?
Quote,
Yeah,
unquote.
so that's incredible. He gets to do that to you, and he doesn't pay for that. How does that make you feel?
It's tough. I mean, I'm really angry. I'm mad. I'm mad at myself because I should have known better. I didn't grow up with drugs. I didn't even know that you could smoke heroin, to be honest. I missed some signals and some signs that maybe I should have paid attention to. But it's hard to say. I mean, I'm mad. I'm mad about what has happened, and relationships in my family have been ruined, and I'm trying to repair them. My job is in jeopardy, and but at the same time, it got me here. It got me down to Malibu, right. And I'm doing the best thing I could have ever done for my life. And if I wouldn't have been able to do that if this didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Michelle.